and welcome to Season 5 of the Run to Remember Memorial Marathon podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Fairs, joined alongside race director Carrie Watkins, and we are kicking off this season in a big way. In this episode, you're going to hear some unforgettable running stories. First up is Elliott Murphy, whose powerful journey through loss and resilience captured the attention of millions across social media. Then we're joined by Oklahoma Speaker of the House, Kyle Hilbert, and his wife, Alexis, for a heartfelt and inspiring conversation. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for our final guest, my husband, Eric Fairs, the new trustee chairman of the Memorial Marathon. The 2026 OKC Memorial Marathon takes place the weekend of April 24th through the 26th. Visit okcmarathon.com and sign up to run, walk, or volunteer. Carrie, we're back.
Happy New Year.
Woohoo! This is so exciting.
Season number 5.
This is unbelievable to be on season number 5.
Crazy.
Crazy.
105
Yep.
days from the race.
So exciting.
Isn't that fun?
We will blink and it will be here.
Tomorrow's a big training run. We'll talk about that at the end of the podcast.
Yeah, there's a really
big weekend for us.
Exciting and a really
So.
exciting giveaway that I'm excited for the training run.
The marathon was great last year, but 2026
was.
is going to be even better. So we're excited to get going tomorrow morning, and
Kick off the
here we go.
training season
Yeah,
strong.
let's talk to some fun guests
Yeah.
today.
So first up, we have Elliott Murphy, who has run the Memorial Marathon 4 times, which is a major feat because looking at him, he is very young.
Yes, that's why he can run it 4 times.
Exactly. And Elliott, you have quite an inspiring story to share with us. Can you just share a little bit about your story and how you got here and how running got to be part of your healing journey?
Yeah, of course. So I started running about 5 years ago, and I ran to kind of keep up with my dad because this was during COVID time, and he actually had leukemia. So it was a little bit tough to stay in contact. But through an app called Runkeeper, we would track our runs, and every week I would try to beat him in mileage. And he usually beat me, but it was fun to kind of have that back and forth competition. And unfortunately, in January 2021, he passed away. And I put running on the back burner for a little bit. And thankfully, through the OKC Marathon, it brought that spark back again. So I did that OKC Marathon in 2022. And to carry on his legacy and tradition and running together, I carried his ashes with me in a necklace.
Oh, wow.
And I
Wonderful.
stored
Yeah.
it in my little runner's pouch, and I ran the marathon, and it was just, the energy in that marathon was just amazing, and that is kind of what sparked my love for running and how I used it as a way to heal from that grief.
Wow.
And you posted about this several months ago. Tell us about what motivated you to post and kind of the enormous reaction from that post.
Yeah, so I posted about it because I heard so many other people's stories, and there are so many people out there that have similar reasons for running. Everyone has their own reason for running, and they're often really powerful, and people experience a loss of a loved one, and that starts their running journey. And so there's people out there with very similar stories, and I just want to help them feel seen and heard, and maybe even help other people start their own running journey if they feel like they're weighed down by something and they want to just let go and be able to accomplish something that they never thought was possible.
I'm a big believer that movement is medicine, that, if you get outside and you get some fresh air and you move your body, that it does a lot, that it has just obviously it gives you endorphins and, that makes you happy. And but you've taken this and now you share this with other people. So what sparked you from just your love of running into now I want to share this, let's
Coaching.
get out and move and coach other people?
I always had that itch to create. And so I created videos growing up for my friends and family. And honestly, I had a huge fear of being judged online before I started posting. But I posted my first video, I got over it, and as soon as I hit post and shared something so vulnerable that
So
was
personal.
Right. It was like the deepest parts of who I am. and it was received positively. And I got hundreds, if not thousands, of messages of people reaching out to me saying, this changed my life, this inspired me, I'm going to start running, I'm going to start my own journey with this. And it was amazing how it cut through. Just a social media post, people opened up and were vulnerable and shared their own deepest stories.
It was crazy because, I mean, I bet I got 100 different emails or texts with your post and just saying, have
Wow.
you seen this? And you know, we began to look for you. And first of all, so thanks for coming up from Texas because that's where you live now and in your coaching. But what was that first moment where you said, I can do this? I can run. I can beat my dad on his mileage or his time? Or did you ever beat him?
I did. I
Okay.
did beat him every now and then. But I think the biggest shift when I realized I could do great things, ironically, was when I signed up for the first OKC Marathon that I did in 2022 and didn't finish. I ran the race and I got to mile 24 and my legs just gave out beneath me. And I had to get carted the last 2 miles, which, yes, I failed to finish the marathon, but that showed me that even though I hadn't trained prior and the furthest I had ever run was 5 miles, that I got up to 24 miles. If I can do that with no training and just my mind, I only could imagine the things that I could accomplish when I dedicated my time, energy, and effort to something else.
That's pretty amazing that you
Great
got to
story.
24 miles
Yeah.
with only 5, yeah. So what would you tell people who are kind of getting into the, we're at the beginning of the training season. What's your best advice for people jumping into races this year?
So don't be like me and not have a training plan.
That's a
That's
really
great.
good piece
That's a
of
great
advice.
place to start.
Definitely run more than 5 miles if you're doing the full marathon, I would say. Yeah, just be prepared. There's plenty of runs that you guys put on that I have been to in the past, and they're great. There's a lot of good people to support you. So definitely get plugged into the community and, have a group of runners around you. The energy on race day is like nothing else when everybody's around you, but even in the training runs, I mean, it's just awesome to see other people pump you up and pump them up, and I think that's the biggest thing is the people around you. It makes it 10 times easier.
And what about for somebody who's struggling right now with grief or loss and kind of looking at their coping strategies? What would you say is encouragement to them to choose this as a coping strategy?
I mean, just came to the holidays. It's a hard time. So you're starting a new year. What's the best piece of advice to move forward?
Yeah. I've definitely been there with the grief and feeling that, like, you can't get anything done. It's tough. It's very heavy, but I think committing yourself to doing something for even just 10 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be running, just committing to one habit every single day, showing up for yourself. And with that, it builds your confidence in yourself. And over time, if you do that for a year, multiple years, it can lead to such powerful things with that momentum. And just it brings you to really have confidence in yourself again and bring you out of that dark time of feeling grief.
Personally,
story.
kind of what goals do you have for yourself or for those that you're coaching this year?
So I definitely, it's really exciting because I'm still fresh to coaching. I've been coaching about 3 to 6 months, depending on which client, but getting into this race season is super exciting because I'll be able to see what my clients are capable of and what they achieve and walking through their journey with them. And as far as my own running journey goes, I set out a goal for this year, 2026, to run a sub 3-hour marathon. And it's a pretty,
speedy.
yeah, it's a tall task, but I want to really push myself and see what's possible. So I'm actually documenting the entire journey on YouTube and
Oh, cool.
posting everything behind the scenes to like show people
What it takes to get there?
exactly what it takes to. The series is called Good to Great.
Very
Love
cool.
that.
Okay, before you go, what's your favorite part of the OKC Marathon?
Oh man, Oh, that's tough. That's really tough. Oh, gosh. I mean, Gorilla Hill is amazing.
Yeah.
There's so.
Do you eat a banana there?
Of course.
Okay,
You
good.
have to.
Okay.
That's a rite of passage.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, so all the gorillas screaming at me, that's really good motivation. Last year, I remember taking a video, and there was, I think it was on Class and Curve, there was about 30 girls on little Peloton bikes.
Yeah.
And I took a video of me and them,
Oh, you
and they
did?
just were screaming.
Oh, that's fun. We've always heard about, You're out
Yeah.
there exercising in a different way.
Yeah. So that energy, I mean, throughout the race, every single mile, the energy is just amazing. So
Yeah.
it's hard to pinpoint just a specific.
One favorite.
Yeah, one
Best
favorite.
weekend of the year. Everybody comes out and
It
finds
is.
a way to serve. It's really
I
great.
will say this until I'm blue in the face that it's OKC's best weekend of the
Yeah,
year.
it really is.
That's why I keep coming back.
Great.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your journey. I'm incredibly sorry for your loss, but I'm sure your dad is very proud of what
Absolutely.
you've accomplished. And
Thank
And
you.
we're pulling for you.
Yeah, and
We'll
we'll
look
be-
forward to seeing you on the
yeah,
course.
and it'll be fun to cheer you along in your training and your the coaching that you're doing.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you
Elliot.
so
Thanks.
much.
Powerful story.
Wow.
Starting off with a
Never,
very
ever take a day for granted.
yeah, and it's just kind of the motivation and inspiration that those of us who are
Yep.
getting along in our training.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But really, I was just bombarded with people who saw that post.
You
and
know, I just was mindlessly scrolling like
Mm-hmm.
we all probably are guilty of and ran across it. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is OKC.
Yeah, I think you sent it to me, too.
I already thought this is so cool and inspiring. And then I realized it's Oklahoma City. I was even more excited.
Yeah.
So next we have Speaker of the Oklahoma House of Representatives, Kyle Hilbert, and his wife, Alexis
Speaker's in his
Hilbert.
house and the real boss is in the house.
I'm her plus one today.
I get it.
I got my plus one too.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
It's great.
It's a thing. All right, so Alexis, you are a runner. And
Yes.
What got you into running and what inspired you to?
You know, I ran in high school. I think that's typically how some runner stories start. I ran in high school. I ran cross country and track. And then a little bit in college, but like just for fun, nothing serious. And then after having our second daughter, my sisters peer pressured me and they were like, hey, we're running the half marathon. You should come. And I was like, man, I don't think I could even run that far. The farthest I've ever ran is probably 5 miles or so. And I just remember thinking, like, there's no way. I just had a baby. Like, there's no way. And this is probably 2 months after we had our second daughter. And then I decided, well, I'll just, start small and slow and casual. And what soon became once a week thing developed into 3 times a week. I have to get my runs in
Right.
type mentality. And the first big race I ran was the Oklahoma City Memorial Half Marathon several years ago. And I remember thinking at the starting line, there's no way I can finish this race. Like the most I've ever ran is 10 miles. Like I did the training plan, did the thing, but there's no way I'm going to be able to finish. I'm just going to go in for a good time.
Were you overwhelmed? Or
Oh,
just,
I was nervous,
nervous?
and my sisters, they were like, it's fine, like, calm down, it's all gonna be great.
Did you run with
And
your sisters?
Yes.
Oh, how
yep.
fun.
I ran with my sisters and we finished the race, and I was like, man, that was a lot of fun, actually. That was really great. We should do it again. And so we just kept running. It was great.
How do you fit training in? Because you said you started
Yes.
after you had your second child. So how do you
Yes.
fit training in with your parental?
It's busy. I mean, it is. You kind of just fit it into your schedule. As a full-time mom who works with 2 little kids and his crazy schedule, really just finding time. 3 times a week is about all I can manage with everybody's schedule and everything. But I remember, waking up at 4:30 in the morning to do the marathon training plan. And get most of the run in ideally before the girls would wake up.
right.
And then he would kind of hold down the home front until I got home. And, just because you ran 20 miles on a Saturday morning doesn't mean you don't go home and parent
Right.
afterwards.
Fix
I mean,
breakfast, do laundry, clean house,
We're folding the laundry, we're separating the fights and doing all the things. And so it was definitely just something that we prioritized. And he was really supportive and really great to make sure that every Saturday morning, Alexis is going to go for a run and I've got breakfast handled I'm pretty sure they just ate like donuts and
Well,
Fruit
we,
Loops.
we created some fun routines as well because what I'd love to do, we have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old,
Right.
and one on the way.
Yeah.
And what we would love to do is go to the donut shop on Saturday morning and find mommy running around the Bristow Lake.
Oh,
And we
perfect.
eat our donuts
That's
while
true.
mommy's
Makes a lot of
running.
sense.
Yes, they would pull up beside me and they'd roll the window down. And say, Mommy, we've got donuts, and I'd be like, "Great, I'm mile 16 of 20." So
I know, but that is really a part of what a lot of families go through is when you're trying to balance running and training, and those who have small kids and figuring out who's going to stay with them or whose schedule can work around that. I mean,
Right.
that's no small feat in it of its own. And you guys seem to have tackled that really well. And I know the demanding jobs you both have. And just talk a little bit about how you work that out.
yeah, I think it's definitely a team effort. I mean, I say that, we're a team, and I wouldn't be able to do it without him just acknowledging, okay, she runs Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and what can he do to help make sure that I fit that in? And also, I mean, just showing up. I mean, he showed up on race day, pushing the strollers with the girl gang in it, with the signs and all
All
the
over the
things.
course,
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I saw him at the end, but he's like, I've been 3 or 4 or 5 places. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yes.
You gave me great instructions. I just didn't follow them.
Okay,
Carrie, so I
okay,
got lost.
good. It's a little crazy at the finish line race morning, and even if we give instructions, sometimes police will close a road that you don't expect. But I got to meet your girls, and it really struck a nerve with me just because I know you see so many families pour it all in and figuring it out, and the dad helps, and the mom helps, and the dad runs, whatever it is. But it just said a lot to me. I watched the youngest speaker in the nation, by the way, and I just have watched you guys kind of raise these kids and get started, and it's fun to watch a young family tackle it all, and you guys have done it really well.
Thank you.
And I know it's not
It's
easy.
been a lot of fun. I mean, it's not easy. It's been a lot of fun. I like to think that you can show our girls you can do it. You
Right.
can do the hard things, and you can make time for what's important, including family. And family's there to support you as well.
Well, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you, and just the discipline of them seeing you do something consistently.
Yeah.
What a lesson.
Yeah, so when I started running, like I said, it was after we had our second daughter, and in the midst of that, our oldest daughter needed to have a double hip surgery. She was born with bilateral hip dysplasia, and so she needed to have surgery to put her hips back in place, and she was in a body cast, armpits to toes, for 6 weeks. And then she was a very rare case where they had to go in and do another hip surgery again and be in another body cast, armpits to toes for 6 weeks. So for 12 weeks, with a little 2-week break in between, she was in a body cast. And I was training for the half marathon at the time. And I remember FaceTiming. She had just got her cast off right before the race, and they couldn't come watch me finish. But I FaceTimed her from the finish line, connection spotting and everything. And I was like, I just finished my first half marathon. And she goes, how do your legs feel, Mommy? And I was like, oh, my legs hurt so bad. And she goes, me too, Mommy. And I was like, well,
There you go.
that's fair.
Fair enough. Good perspective,
yeah,
right?
perspective. I was like, yeah, that's fair. I
So
mean,
baby number 3, when
yeah, in just a few weeks, hopefully end of February, 1st of March, we'll have
So
another.
no running this year?
I don't know. I'm kind of hoping if the baby comes maybe early, I'm going to run the 5K.
Oh my
I think I
gosh,
can
that'd
do
be
a
awesome.
5K.
Yeah.
It's fairly easy. And so I think that may be the plan. It is kind of sad. My sisters and I, we've ran it together for the last several years. 3 or 4 years. And so I'm like, you guys can't run it without me.
Do you guys all train together?
Well, we live all over the place.
Okay.
And so my sister lives in Edmond, so occasionally if we can catch a run together, we do. But we like to go to pick up our packets together and go to the expo and do all the things together,
Mm-hmm. That's
which is
awesome.
just we make a weekend out of it.
That's
it's a lot of
fun.
fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
What advice would you guys give to families trying to figure out, we're starting the training now, what tips would you guys say? Donut shop, number 1.
Yeah, donut shop, especially
Yeah,
if one
Distract
of the
the
spouses
kids.
is not. Yeah, and having that routine. But I mean, she mentioned a little bit about Addison and our oldest. I mean, she had to learn how to walk 3 different times, and so I think it was really cool for her to be able to look to mom doing hard things. And so what a great inspiration for our daughters to have a great mom to look
Yeah.
up to.
And you ran the relay
Yes. And
when we still had the relay.
Yes, did that in 2024.
Yeah.
And so, we're competitive in the legislature, and the governor, of course, always has his team. And I remember the governor, we were at the same relay stop for the 5K.
Super.
And
Great,
Yes.
great
It-
planning.
And he started running about 2 minutes before I did, and when we were determined we were going to beat the governor, despite him getting two, professional
he
athletes
stacks
on
his team some
he,
years.
thank you for saying that.
Yes.
That was what we said too. But I was determined I'm going to go past the governor. Well, the mistake that I made is I tried to do it in the first mile,
Right.
and then I was just spent,
Right.
by the end of it. But we
We
had
talk about that a lot, but nobody believes us.
yeah. So our team for the Oklahoma House, we did not beat the governor, but we did beat the Senate. So we were
Okay,
happy.
that's
good.
important too.
Yeah.
Well, you can still do that, but it's a quarter marathon now, and you can still have your team, so
You
think
can
about
still
it.
beat the
Yeah, you
governor.
can still beat the governor. One last year to beat the governor.
That's
Right.
right.
This is
Right.
last year,
Yeah,
so.
that's true.
Got to make it work.
And Kyle, you're also involved in the Journey of Hope and turning that into reality. Can you tell us about that?
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I mean, when Carrie and the team from Oklahoma City Memorial mentioned, this prospect of going to 77 counties to tell the journey of hope, we were all in at the legislature to help support that. I would say it's important. I mean, you talk about a run to remember, which is important for people to remember, but I would also say it's important to have a run to tell. Because I'm Speaker of the House in Oklahoma. I was 1 year old in 1995. So
Think about that.
So
Wow.
I don't remember because I was one, and you
Right.
have now 2-3 generations of Oklahomans who either weren't born yet or weren't old enough to remember, and so it becomes all the more important to tell the story. I've had the pleasure of attending 2 Journey of Hope presentations, and your team does a fantastic job.
good, yeah.
When they spoke in Manford and spoke in Kellyville, the 2 that I got to watch, just how those young students responded to that, freshmen in high school. So when I first got the call to find a school in my district to do this, I said, well, how about Manford? And it was just on a whim. I didn't have any intuition of that. So I called the superintendent, Mr. Spradlin at Manford, and said, hey, Oklahoma City National Memorial, they would love to do a presentation at your high school. And he said, oh, absolutely. Kyle Ginzer is one of our principals and lost a parent in the bombing.
And he runs a marathon.
And runs the marathon. And I had no idea
Yeah.
of that connection. It was
Isn't that
just a
amazing?
God thing.
It really was.
And the way the students had their outpouring of support for Mr. Ginzer and the way they took that to heart in Manford, I will never forget that. It's one of the highlights of my time getting to serve in the legislature.
Yeah, I agree. Kyle's a one of a kind. I spoke to his leadership class a couple weeks ago at the memorial and right before the holidays, and it was just remarkable to how much admiration and trust and just how they look up to him. And I just realize how his life is being used to change the future generations, as is yours. And I just thank you guys both for
Yeah.
stepping up and helping with that. That's been a game changer across the state as we've gone, truly all 77 counties and some of them a couple times just to teach this story. And we talk about the race in every one of those moments, but as we wrapped up in Fairview, I just realized like every kid's life is different. I mean, like how I was raised in Cleveland, Oklahoma, Bristow, Oklahoma City, Fairview, everyone's different. And we got to teach the same story and meet them where they are to make sure they understand the impact of violence and the senselessness of it. And so thank you for helping us get that done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for telling the story.
Thanks for your continued support. Best
So-
of luck to you.
Thank
Maybe
you.
we'll see you
Thank
at the
you.
5K.
Yeah, maybe
Is it a
we'll see
boy
you
or
at the
girl?
5K.
Do you
We
know?
don't know. We'll wait
Okay.
until delivery. So
Oh my gosh,
stay
you guys are
tuned.
good.
Stay
Exciting.
tuned.
We can't wait to be there.
Good. Well, we're proud of you guys, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you. Coming up, a message from a company that's deeply rooted in Oklahoma City and committed to honoring our community. As the lead marathon sponsor of the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon, Devon Energy has proudly supported this important race since the very beginning.
Hello, I'm Clay Gaspar with Devon Energy. Since the race began in 2001, Devon has been a proud supporter of the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon. We are honored to call Oklahoma City home and to join together in demonstrating the resilience, strength, and determination of this community. The marathon is about so much more than running. It's about perseverance and is a celebration of life. We wish all of those participating in a successful race. Together, let's run to remember.
Our next guest is someone that I know very well, who also happens to be the new trustee chairman of the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon, Eric Fairs.
There
Good to
you
be
go.
here.
He's our boss.
Don't tell him that.
Eric's been on the board for a while, but he's been treasurer, and now he's stepping in. Chris Fleming, who has been the Memorial Marathon chair, is now the Memorial Trustee Board chair, and so he asked Eric to step in to his shoes, and here we are.
They're
I
big,
gave-
and they're big shoes
they're
to
big
fill.
shoes to
Yeah,
fill.
Chris
Oh,
did a
good.
great. Chris did a great job.
He did.
I gave him a little nudge.
Okay,
to,
good.
To do it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I thought
Yeah.
it would be fun.
I appreciate the help.
I thought it'd be fun. So, Eric, you're not from here. You're
No,
from
I'm not.
Oklahoma City. I'm sure you probably 30 years ago never imagined this is where you'd be spending your life.
But you met an Oklahoma City girl, so
here
here
we
you
are.
are.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, I grew up in a small town in West Tennessee, and so again, yeah, not in Oklahoma. And funny enough, went to college in Memphis with Kristen's brother, and he introduced us. And several years later, we got married, and I lived in Texas for about 4 years, but I've been in Oklahoma City for 21 years now. I moved here in 2004. So
Thank God you moved from Texas, but
Yeah,
although we love all
exactly.
Texans. But,
Yeah.
but anyway, we're glad to have you.
Yep.
And what an impact you've made on the memorial. And just from your work and your volunteer work, thank you for all you've done. You're welcome. And we're
Eric's
looking forward to
he's
it.
an all-in Oklahoman now. I mean, he roots hard for the Sooners.
Yeah, when you're paying tuition there, it's hard
Yeah,
not
it-
to.
For the
Exactly.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
Thunder.
you know.
You've picked some good teams.
Right.
Yeah, it's easy to get on
That's
that
right.
bandwagon. How did you get involved? How did you first get involved with the being on the board of the Memorial Marathon?
So in
Memorial.
Memorial, so in 2000, I think I came on the board in 2015, in January of 15, and I was working for a company, and the person who was kind of representing the company on the board left and went to another company, and they needed someone from where I was working to come on board, and so I did, and so yeah, I've been on since 15, was treasurer, I think from maybe like the last 4 years.
Yes, for sure.
And then have been on the finance committee that entire time I've been on the board, and then now doing the marathon. So, and I've been involved in the marathon, kind of in whether it's
You run?
volunteering or running. I think I've run 6 or 7 halves, and I've run 1 relay. So
You guys
it's-
have run together. You've
We've
run
run
with the
together.
kids.
So like last year, I tried to stay with her. She just left me in the dust. But we've run, run with.
She had
That was
work
gonna-
to do.
That was going to be my last question.
Yeah.
Was who in the family has the fastest halftime on
Yeah.
record?
Well, it's probably David, but
No,
I'm not getting
on
in the
record.
middle of
Not
that.
on record.
That's right.
I'm not getting in the middle of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one. What's your favorite part of the marathon?
You know, the beginning is pretty hard to beat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just, you know, one is just the amount of people that are all there, and they're all here for a great reason, to support the memorial, to support the city, just having everyone in there at one time. Obviously, Gorilla Hills is very special, and it is for us because Kristen's brother lives on Gorilla Hill on the
He's
course.
the top of
and
it.
so we see a lot of family and friends running up that hill, which is, you know, you're about, for the half, you're about halfway through the half. And so it's a good kind of, they're cheering you on hard, and you really kind of need a boost at that point, and you've just run up Gorilla Hill.
know.
And so you're pretty spent.
And you haven't slipped on banana peel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That-
Well,
so but the whole course is great. I think that's one thing about running this race is, particularly once you've lived in Oklahoma City for a while, is you see the city from a different perspective, right? You run through streets and places in the city that you don't visit very frequently, and so you see it just from a completely different perspective. It's really neat to do.
are you guys running this year?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We're not going to commit to which
Okay,
race.
I was gonna
we're
say,
gonna
I'm-
run.
I'll-
We
we'll
will-
wait-
we
we'll
will
wait a
be
couple
running.
weeks.
TBD, but
Yeah, we'll
we
be
are
running.
running. Our son David is running the full again.
He
His
is?
second year to run the full.
Are you thinking about the full?
Yes,
You are?
I am.
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
And then our daughter Madeline, who's a junior at a school in Texas, she says she's going to come up and run. Hopefully, it'll work out with her.
And Lottie's
finals.
just gonna hang with me or what?
Lottie says she's going to run the 5K.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
all
you
five
know,
of us.
the thing about the memorial for our family, for the race, is it's a huge part of our family.
Right.
I mean, we've been like Alexis. I started running when Lottie was 6 weeks old, and she will be 18 next Friday.
Senior in high school.
Senior in high school, and for 18 years, this weekend has been a part of our family.
Yeah.
All of our kids have run it.
All of our kids have run.
DJ
Two of our-
and
two of our-
Sarah send
and-
pictures
yeah.
from Gorilla
And
Hill.
two of our kids have run the
Two
marathon.
of our kids
Wow.
have run the full here. One's run the half. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
It's incredible.
It's a part of our family, and so it's a really special race for us. And we're obviously both very involved in.
Why
different
don't you
ways.
guys tell us why folks in Oklahoma City or runners from around the country, why should they choose this race and come run or volunteer this race weekend?
I think it's been mentioned earlier today, but just the support that you see on the course, I think it's different than any other race in the country. What it means for the community, it's the best weekend in Oklahoma City. We have a lot of great weekends in Oklahoma City, and this is by far what stands out. So I think, and then what it supports. I mean, this is the biggest fundraiser for the museum every year, and so it's important that we support it in any way that we can. And so that's why I think it's just great. It's
That's
fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're anxious to work with you on this level, and he'll boss us around.
Carrie, you cannot boss us around. Not allowed.
Really, Eric's a great leader and really a better example of just of how he lives his life. And thank you guys for giving so much to this. It means a
and
lot to the memorial.
I love that he's just jumped into all things Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and including this, that he's,
Right.
here.
Yeah, I hated running as a kid.
Yeah, what made you start running?
Well, I grew up playing like basketball and soccer, so it was
Right.
more
You're
sprinting
very
than
athletic.
running. And so, but I hated just like long distance running. And then when she and I got married, and she kind of started running with Lottie, and probably at some point, maybe it was an escape from the house when we had 3 kids, all within
1,000% for me
30
too.
months of one another. It's like, I'm leaving for 30 minutes to
Yeah.
go run. But we kind of started running together, and it's just been a good way for us to, we don't talk much when we run because we typically have our headphones in, but it's time,
You're together.
together and outside the house. So
Yeah.
it's been a great thing for both of us.
That's
Yeah.
great. Thank you,
been a
Eric,
lot of
so
fun.
much.
You're welcome.
We're
Thanks,
excited
Eric.
to have you as a boss.
You're just not going to let that
I'm not
go.
gonna let that go.
Not going to let it go. It's not carrying over to the house.
So it's a big weekend.
It is. It's very exciting.
And if you show up tomorrow and you're registered to run a race and you're registered for the training run, you get this fun pair of socks.
These are, runners love socks.
Good. Run
Yeah.
OKC.
These are
So
great
these are
socks.
fun socks, and we're going to end at the Jones Assembly and have a kickoff party of all parties,
Yeah.
and we'll tape another podcast.
Podcast, mhm.
It'll be fun and loud, although we think we have a little bit of space, more space than we had last year, so people aren't like sticking their heads between us. But it'll be a
always
great day tomorrow, and we're excited for all things Marathon 2026.
It's going to be a great year. This is going to be an absolute great year.
And the best part of tomorrow, which I forgot to mention, is Olympic medalist Jenny Simpson will be here, and she'll be running, and then she'll speak at the Jones Assembly afterwards.
Oh, wow.
So since we're in Olympic City now, it's fun to bring an Olympian in.
Yeah.
And
you have a chance to train with a legend.
I think she's like the most decorated female distance runner, and she's coming to Oklahoma City and going to run with us. We'll run with you guys, and I'll drive the golf cart and take some pictures, and then she'll be on the podcast, and we'll have some fun with her. But
Yeah.
really grateful she's coming in and for the weekend and gonna.
And so tomorrow the training run kicks off at 8 a.m. under the Survivor tree.
Yeah, that's talking about the memorial is
Under
under
construction.
construction, and we're not using the word construction. We're in this new phase of moving forward, and so normally where we meet in front of the museum, we'll have a construction fence, and you're welcome to take a look at it. But we're going to meet under the tree and then go out from there, and so
from there.
we're excited about that.
All right, that's going to be an exciting day. We've got a great season ahead
Oh
of
my
us.
gosh, so
Season
great.
5, yep. Join us every Friday for a new episode. Let us know your questions and tell us what you're running and your running story at okcmarathon.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. The Memorial Marathon takes place the weekend of April 24th through the 26th, and if you haven't already, sign up today at okcmarathon.com. This is your host, Kristen Fairs. Let's marathon.
It's a good one.